Am I wrong for purposely giving alcohol to Mormons? I, 31 male, am a classically trained French chef. I have spent the last 11 years training and cooking in restaurants in France, and I am an American citizen. I met my wife, 26 female, 5 years ago when she was on vacation in France. We fell in love and she lived with me in France. When we decided we wanted to start a family, she expressed a desire to move back to her hometown of Salt Lake City, Utah, in the USA so we can be closer to her family. We had made the move as of last week. I was wondering where the Mormon came into the story. When we made the official move into our house, moving in some furniture from France and some bought furniture stateside, we had a bunch of neighbors come out and help us. What was expected to take 4 or 5 hours of moving in and arranging and putting away ended up taking 2 hours as suddenly 15 people came over to help, with snacks and drinks and advice about the home and neighborhood. I was so grateful and surprised at this kindness, so I offered to cook them all a grand meal 3 days later. Some turned the offer down because their kids or schedule, others because helping neighbors move is just the Mormon thing to do. I ended up cooking a 4-course French dinner for 3 other couples. They all absolutely love my entree of gigot cuit bleu with a pan sauce, some even asking for seconds of it. I ended up making copies of the recipe for them as a final thank you since they loved it so much. When I gave them the recipes, they looked absolutely shocked. They didn't realize the pan sauce had red wine in it and they are not allowed to consume alcohol because they are Mormons. They ended up getting very angry at me, saying I'm trying to corrupt them with alcohol and that I should respect other people's beliefs and dietary restrictions. My wife is very upset and feels like I ruined our first chance at making friends in our new neighborhood. People I have talked to about this have been very split about it if I am an asshole or not. Some say I should have studied up on Mormon dietary restrictions and modified my recipes to match, while others have said that as the people with the dietary restrictions, they should have mentioned them well before the preparation of the meal to make sure those restrictions are met, just like someone with an allergy would mention it. So which side are you on? Am I the asshole?
Storytime about how this girl and her boyfriend beat me up. So a little background information, I was in 11th grade and I was 17 years old. And in the summer, my friend and I went to go and watch fireworks for the 4th of July at this park. And most of the people there went to a completely different school. But we ended up meeting this group of guys and I was really vibing with the one guy who was there. He was super cute, super chill, and we got along great. And I just want to put this out there, I did not think to ask that he had a girlfriend because he was being super flirtatious and just really wasn't acting like he had a girlfriend. I literally just hate how we have to ask people if they're in relationships now because they don't want to be honest or loyal. And then we look like the bad guys because they were dishonest. Anyway, so him and I start to hang out a lot and he really likes me, I really like him. And we went to this football game at his school and we ended up doing the nasty. After that, I'm in the bleachers with my friends and one of my friends tells me, yeah, he has a girlfriend. So she couldn't have told me this before we did the nasty. Anyways, like for part 2. Part 2 about how this guy and his girlfriend literally beat me up. So like I said, him and I did the nasty at the football game and then I go onto the bleachers with my friends and she tells me that he has a girlfriend. But I'm not gonna lie, at this point we had already been talking for 2 months and I really didn't care because I liked him and I wasn't just gonna turn my feelings off. First of all, I do not owe that girl any loyalty. And number 2, we were already intimate with each other, so I don't know what could make this situation worse than it already was. I mean, I did confront him about it and he told me that he was gonna break up with her for me. So I believed him. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna wait for him to break it off with her and I'm still gonna talk to him. So eventually he literally made me wait for like 2 more months. So what did I do? I told his girlfriend everything. I'm not gonna lie, it's not even that I wanted to be a good person. It was literally just to spite him. It's like, yeah, your man wants to be with me. He don't want you. This is the text messages of him telling me that he was gonna break up with you. That day he called me and he was like, hey, do you wanna hang out? And I was shook that he did not bring up anything that I said to his girlfriend. Like for part 3. Part 3 about how this girl and her boyfriend literally beat me up. So like I said, I told his girlfriend everything about how he didn't want her. I sent her the receipts and everything. And then she has the audacity to tell me I'm disgusting, I'm this, I'm that, saying that I'm gross for even doing anything with him. I should have known that he had a girlfriend. I should have told him off. Like, sis, your man did not mention you once. He didn't even mention you as an ex-girlfriend, so put the blame on him, not me. So later that day, he invites me over, and I am shook because I at least thought that he was going to bring it up and be like, why did you text my girlfriend? So I thought that maybe she was one of those girls where she's like, OMG, my man is never wrong. I'm not even going to confront him because I don't want him to break up with me, and it just wasn't his fault. So fast forward, I get to his house. I usually just walk in because I've been over there so many times. Well, as soon as I walk in the door, him and his girlfriend start wailing on me. I ended up with a few broken ribs, but I also ended up pregnant with his child. His family thinks that he should be with me since I'm having his kid. She decided to stay with him, so she comes to every prenatal appointment.
The title is, I just found a pregnancy test. I've had the snip and we haven't had sex in 4 months. Our dog is somewhat destructive. Glasses, toys, anything that smells like my wife. Socks, TV remotes, he drags them through the dog door to the backyard. A week ago, I saw him go through the door carrying something, and after I got out of the meeting/call I was on, I walked out. It ended up being a used pregnancy test. It had dried out and the little shit of a dog had chewed it pretty well, so there were no more markings on it. But I know for a fact that my wife isn't pregnant. I brought it in and laid it on our bathroom counter as my wife was at work at the time. She then came home and while I was working, didn't ask me about it. Not a single, what the absolute fuck is this? Which is exactly what I would have expected. We have adult kids, but our daughter is halfway across the country and our son isn't seeing anyone. Finally, I confront my wife, who flat out denies it. She tried to guess that it, and I quote, blew into the yard from someone's trash. We have a 6-foot-high private fence in our backyard. None of the adjacent neighbours are young enough to be taking a pregnancy test. I am at a loss as to what to do. I would love to be able to just go, okay, maybe it was tossed over the fence or something. But deep down in my gut, I know I can't.
Am I the asshole for snitching and causing my friend to lose her scholarship/dream college acceptance? I, 19 female, am a sophomore in college and have a friend, Tia, 18 female, who is in high school and applying for colleges and scholarships. I helped her throughout the college process and she ended up getting an early action to her top college and she got a full scholarship. I was happy for her until recently. I was talking to a mutual friend of ours and she started gushing about how Tia's essay was so heartfelt and beautiful. I asked to see it because I thought she had just forgotten to show me. She showed me many of her essay drafts, but as I was reading it, I was completely taken aback. The essay was one of my college essay drafts, which I'd shown to Tia for reference on writing techniques only. I made this clear. I was livid. The essay was really personal and she barely even tweaked it up. It was almost entirely copied and pasted. Am I the asshole for snitching and causing my friend to lose her scholarship/dream college acceptance? I trusted her with it and this is what she did. In a fit of rage, I gathered all the evidence of me helping her with the college process, including evidence of me sending the specific essay to her, and I showed it to the school. She not only lost her scholarship, but she also lost her seat in the school. Now people are calling me dramatic and shaming me for robbing her of her education. She's the only person in her family to get into college and receive an academic and athletic scholarship, so everyone was rooting for her, including me at one time. And while I didn't expect the outcome to be so severe, it was. Right now, I feel bad. I feel terrible. I feel like she took advantage of me, but I didn't want to be the cause of something so horrible. I did myself a justice, but at the cost of someone's dreams. Now I'm wondering if what I did was justified or not. Am I the asshole?
Story time on how I put a camera in my best friend's bathroom and found her doing the dirty with my senior citizen dad. Okay, so boom, let's jump right into it. So I'm 14 years old and very much gay, or lesbian rather. I have a huge crush on my best friend who's 16 years old and I'm fascinated by her. She's just the best. I haven't come out yet, so no one knows, but I'm planning on coming out soon and expressing my love to my best friend shortly after. We also change in front of each other, so we're already quite comfy. Well, I saw a video on TikTok that made me buy a cute little bear, and I gave the bear to my best friend. The bear ended up having cameras in it, and I swear I didn't know. Maybe I did? Anyways, I logged into the camera and my best friend had put it in her bathroom. So occasionally I would just watch her brushing her teeth, doing her hair, cleaning up in general. But anytime she showered, I swear I wouldn't look. Yeah, it's a little creepy, but no harm if I don't watch her change, right? Anyways, a week into me watching, one day I called her and she didn't answer. My parents were at work and I was home alone, bored. And since she didn't answer, I decided to just check the cameras to see what she was doing. But this particular time when I looked at the camera, I didn't have to wait because she was already in the bathroom. There's no sound on the video, but I could tell she was laughing and talking to someone and she was literally naked. I thought, oh, she must have made up with her ex, and I got a little jealous. But then quickly to my surprise, I found out that wasn't the case at all. A man ran into the bathroom after her, picked her up on the wall, and they started making out. Then he carried her back into the room. I can only imagine what then went on in that room. Well, that man was my 56-year-old dad. I dropped my laptop and my jaws dropped. I was just shocked. Lost for words. My 56-year-old dad is cheating on my 36-year-old mom with my 16-year-old best friend who I stalk with the hidden camera in her bathroom? So I can't really even say anything, right? I don't know. What should I do?